That's so true. That's true. That's so true. And I think that's one of the things, one of the shining examples that you give on your YouTube platform, whether you notice it or not. Men appreciate the fact that you are in a solidified relationship. Your husband is at peace. He's happy. And you guys have been together through the ups and downs throughout longevity. You know, you have actual longevity of being together. And a lot of us men are looking for that, not just the longevity, but the actual, like you said, so knowing that somebody cares enough about me to be there. Mm-hmm, you know, it's those things that you're absolutely correct that it is so rare for individuals to find, but they can find that in Germany.
Yeah, they can. I'm not saying that they will, but they can, because obviously toxic feminism is affecting woman's mind who's just, in my opinion, you know, following a crowd just because it's a trend will never get you. It's never good for you, you know.
True.
But you will most definitely be able to find a woman who cares about you more compared to what you may have experienced in America. Because I'm talking to a few of them as we speak right now. You know, they are in long distance relationships saying, I don't care how long it takes. I'm loyal to this man. I want to be with this man, you know, soldiers.
That's
and
true.
all. Yes.
That's true. That's good. That's really good. And Will says this, Will of Thrill says this. He say my German child support was fair. He said, I wasn't married, so I only paid for the kids, for the children. He mentioned earlier before you came on, he has two, I believe Will says he has two sons that are American German. And then there are a couple other guys in the chat that have children that are in Germany. So and shout out to Corey being here as well. Corey Smith with the super sticker for the love of the game. Appreciate you being here. Now, as far as a content creator, you're easing on up to 10,000 subscribers, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah. It's not a piece of work. It's not easy, but it's fun, you know, and it's just important to get your message out. You know, it just feels great to have all these comments who, you know, from people who just like what you do, who can resonate with the things that you say, and even just being this little spark of hope in this crazy world, that gives me a good feeling too. You know, when you got even some women, it's very rare, but sometimes women comment too, and that feels even better, because really, I would love to teach women how to get over their egos and over themselves in order to function in a relationship. Because like I said in the beginning, most of the time it's women who create the problems. It's not men, really.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the things I noticed about you. You just put your finger on it. You come across as a person that wants to teach somebody something, not just to say something to be saying something. And I noticed that about you, that you use examples with stories. You use examples out of your personal life sometimes, but you really come across as sharing something that could be a lesson on a lot of your videos.
Mm-hmm. That's like one of my main goals, really, because how can you teach someone when you haven't experienced certain things in your life? You know, when you haven't learned from it. We all make mistakes, but do we learn from it? And then the knowledge, even being in a relationship for so many years, is good, but applying that knowledge is a lot better when you know it works. You know, not being so emotional when my husband talks about certain topics, for instance, or still coming home and cooking after a long day just because it's my duty. You know, these are just little things, but the impact on a relationship is huge. So if women could just be more feminine instead of being so masculine, it really would be easy for both parties. And yes, I would love to teach, but even on my platform, before I actually started doing YouTube, I was on Instagram. You know, I would get attacked by women for, you know, the typical, you were pick me, what are you trying to say? You know, have you gotten picked on all of these things? They don't want to learn. They want to be out here in the streets and be scandalous and entertaining every man that's on this planet on social media. That's what they want to do. But they will end up just being sad, because money, likes, views, clicks, that's nothing. Those are just numbers. That's not going to make you happy.
Why do you think that is over the last maybe 15, 20 years that many women, not all, but many women just are unteachable these days? Why do you think that is? I mean, yes, women are making more money than ever before compared to women in the past. Yes, there are more degrees out there. Yes, more business owners out there as far as women, and women are having more, even though in many areas they already had certain rights, they're really taking advantage of those equal rights now compared to in the past. But right now you have more women that are falling into the alcoholism of drinking wine all day long. There are more women in the United States alone that are more antidepressants than ever before. There are more women now. The fastest growing group of incarcerated in the United States aren't men, it's women. Mm-hmm. So being a woman, you will understand more than us men, or at least in Germany. Why do you think women are now following the trend of not being teachable?
Because they're emotionally easier to be manipulated, to me, in my opinion, it all starts with social engineers. They know exactly how women are, very emotional. So it really doesn't take them much to try to impress a woman how they can be more independent. And it always goes down to a woman not needing a man, because these women always say, I have my degree, I make my money, I don't need a man. But okay, good for you. You don't need a man, but nobody is even trying to force themselves on you. You are the one that's defensive all of the time. You got all these women running around, even here in Germany. They got their money, they got their cars, their careers, they drink, they party. But at the end of the day, they are not happy. But they're too proud to admit that. Yes, they want a man, but you can't be in a relationship as a woman, try to be the man, try to control the man, try to tell the man what to do. That's not going to work. So, like I said, it's a social construct, and it's social engineering that really disables women to stay feminine like they used to be. And all of this toxic feminism on top of all of the social media really just got women feeling undefeatable. Can you say that?
Yes.
They just feel like they are on top of everything because they make their money, when men don't even care about a woman and her money. They're talking about a real man. Exactly.
Because most of the time that many of them won't share it anyway. Shout out again to Corey. Shout out to you, brother. You're absolutely correct in regards to, they assume that the things that make up of a man successful, if they acquired it, that will make them successful. But when it comes to relationship, women don't realize men could care less about your degrees like you care about our degrees. Men could care less about your bank account like women care about our bank accounts. And so a lot of times women don't understand that. And so is it common in Germany for there to be a certain pool of women that are the cat ladies?
Cat ladies?
We call it cat ladies in the United States, meaning a woman that's going to hit over 40, over 50 years old. You're going to end up with no man, no kids, and you're going to end up just buying cats and dogs.
Yeah, of course you have them too. Of course, yes. They're just like too proud and they don't need a man. And then they have cats. They even say it. They're like, I'd rather buy a cat or a dog. At least they don't get on my nerves. So yes, they're here too.
T-Mac says this. He said, I can't speak on romance in Germany. He said, but it is a beautiful country with a lot of history and cultural sites to visit. Munich is my favorite city. What would you consider your favorite city?
Most definitely Cologne. I love Cologne.
Why?
It has a very nice cathedral as far as the historical aspect. It has a beautiful cathedral. It has like theaters and museums and restaurants. There's just so much going on in Cologne. Festivals, street food festival. I love it.
I think that's one of the things that I enjoy about travel. The United States is so young that there really isn't any historical locations in most of the states. There is no historical, unless you go like going to Texas somewhere, you go to some of the place where they had battles. But the United States really doesn't have any historical buildings, any major landmarks that you can sit back and say that are a couple hundreds and thousands of years old compared to Europe as well as South America. There's always something historical to learn that's thousands of years old or hundreds of years old. And that's the beauty of what we noticed about Europe. And the other thing we noticed about Europe is that you guys do not allow as many skyscrapers to be built across the continent as the United States does. We'll just tear down a historical building and just build another skyscraper or a parking lot, to where in Europe they're like, no, we're going to keep our history for other people around the world to come see. And that's one of the things that I loved about Europe too.
Yes, absolutely. Even here in Germany, because you have cities where you go downtown, let's say you go to a city and you just look at the houses and you feel like it's maybe 1935, like nothing has changed. The style is still there because they like to hold on to that. And it's a beautiful sight, you know, it's like traveling in time. It just feels so different, you know, it looks different. And the skyscraper thing, there's only one city, which is Frankfurt, where they have like all of these skyscrapers. All of the other cities, they really don't do that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I noticed that when we were in Europe, not too many cities had like major skyscrapers, but it was a lot of history for us to enjoy. Andrea and I were just like kids in a candy store because we're such museum buffs. We're such art museums. We love anything that's historical, anything that's just amazing to see that we saw it. You know, you sit back, you see the Eiffel Tower your whole life, or you sit back, you see a certain bridge your whole life. And now you're finally standing on that bridge, or you're finally seeing that piece of artwork. And so for a lot of people, let's put it like that. One of the things that kind of makes me sad with some of the passport bros is this, that we don't celebrate some of the historical places that we go to. We showcase the party part, which is cool, and the fun part, we showcase our ladies, but we don't showcase some of the historical things that we do when we're traveling. And so I hope that a lot of guys in the future YouTubers start to showcase some of the historical and beautiful places that they go to, not just the beautiful women that they meet while they're there.
Very true, very true. Because there's just so much more to a country besides the ladies. That might be their main purpose. Yes, I get it. But don't forget the country. Every country has its own history. So yes, I agree.
That is true. Well, I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I have one more question for you. As if I was a brand new YouTuber, because I always ask this question to all YouTubers that influencers that I interview. What would be one or two tips that you've discovered thus far when it comes to either growth or even starting a new YouTube channel in order for it to succeed?
Yeah. Well, still, I'm kind of building my own channel still. But make sure you know what you stand for. Stay disciplined, because you're not going to feel like posting and filming every time, but you have to continue, serving that stuff that your subscribers want to see. And most definitely don't get discouraged, because you may not get the views and the likes and the comments that you're looking for. Take others as role models. Don't just look at what you're doing and your results. Make sure you observe those who already got it going on, so you can see and adapt what they're doing onto your own channel. So, yes.
All right. And the proper pronunciation of your first name is Soraya?
Sreya. You got to roll the
Sreya. See, my wife. See, you sound like my wife when it comes to my Spanish. She said, Americans have such a hard R.
Yes.
Sreya.
Sreya. Exactly.
Yeah, that's because I'm down here and I, studying Espanol. So therefore, you have to roll the tongue in a lot of Spanish. So when you say Soraya, okay, I got you.
Where is your wife right now? I'm sorry for asking. Where is she? Because I was kind of.
Andrea is in bed, knocked out.
Oh,
remember I said her I'm surprised that she was still, because Andrea's an early bird, but she went out to the basketball game with her brother. And they went hanging out like afterwards. So Andrea came in later, and she actually got up early yesterday because we had a few doctor's appointments. Right. So she finally got a chance to just crash. And then, hanging out with her husband late at night after live streams. Right. Yeah. So she didn't get to sleep till like maybe like 3:00 in the morning messing with your boy. And so at the end of the day, now she gets a chance to sit back and just get her some rest. But if she was awake, she'd definitely be here to see you. But you'll get a chance to see her again, because one of the reasons why I wanted to interview you is because you and my wife are so parallel in some of your straightforward opinions, as well as you take your relationship and your marriage extremely serious. It is not a game. It's not something that you're saying, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You don't take it flippantly or happenstance. You really put in the work based off of, watching when you and your husband are together talking, or when you're talking alone. And I was like, I've got to interview this woman because she has some of the same traits from what I see that's in my wife. And a lot of guys are like, man, I want a woman like your wife. I want a woman like your wife. And to interview you, I try to showcase there are more women like my wife out there.
Yes, most definitely.
There are more women like her out there. And you are a perfect example of the type of woman that I wish for just about every man. Not a perfect person, but a person that's perfect for them.
Yes. Thank you. I'm trying, but it's very beautiful to see, as I said earlier, to see both of you guys, and more power to you for what you are doing, because like you said, that's exactly what people are looking for. You don't find anymore this functioning marriage. Nothing is perfect, but it's functioning. We never lose main focus,
That's true. My man Big Pitt said, I spent a lot of time in Germany, visiting different castles in Germany. See, y'all got me excited for real. He say, miss those type of adventures. He missed those types of adventures. T Mac says the tribute and statues of the Black Moors in Augsburg was eye-opening. As a retired engineer, the Duce Museum of Tech in Munich is great for my family. So there's a tech or a museum for engineers or engineering in Munich that he said he really enjoyed. And Zeta says this. Zeta says, appreciate you, Dre and Soraya. Did I get it right?
Perfect.
Soraya, for your insight. He said, I'll take away a lot from you two. Say, Soraya, keep doing your thing. He said, I'm in full support. And a lot of men are like that. We just want to let you know. That's another reason I wanted to bring you on, is to personally let you know that, to say thank you on behalf of a lot of us men that need to hear that encouragement of it can be done. It can be accomplished. There are good women out here. Guys, don't give up. Don't quit. We love the fact that you let us know, don't quit. Don't give up.
Yeah, take that as motivation. If you don't like women in your environment, make sure you get your career right. Make sure you get your passport and you go where you are appreciated and celebrated.
Yes.
Because countries, they do exist, and those women too. So take it as some motivation for sure.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful words. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Thank you for all that I kid you not. You came in like a wrecking ball with your on Instagram, and kind of just. I mean, first time I saw you, I went straight to the comment section. I knew them sisters was losing their dang mind.
Yes.
I knew they were losing. I was like, wait a minute, who is this woman that's telling these truths?
Yeah.
And I went straight to the comment section. I say, these truths are too hard hitting for these sisters. I scrolled down that comment section, and I was like, yeah, I knew they were responding like this. But the men were so happy that somebody was saying these particular things, and you weren't trying to cater one over another. But the reality is, truth is the truth, and it knows no gender.
Absolutely.
Timothy Bright says this. He says the Black Manosphere equals fellowship, respect, barbershop talk, real men talk. He said investments. He's speaking of barbershop. Are there places there for Black guys to get their hair cut on a regular basis?
There are a few. The average barbershop won't do it. My husband always has struggles with it too, but a few of them do.
Okay, cool. He says, talk investments, agree to disagree, go on monk mode. We call it monk mode when you decide not to. I don't know if you've ever heard of monk mode. Monk mode is when us men, I went on monk mode, few other guys were on monk mode. When you decide that you're going to take your dating life outside the United States. So when you're in the States, you're like a monk. No dating, no sex, no spending money on ladies, no lying to ladies, no bothering the ladies. They're all on friend zone. And we say that monk mode is you just focus on your grind, get your spirit together, take therapy if you need to take therapy, get your money on track, your investments. You're like a monk. You know, you just pull your hood up, you just focused, and you take your intimacy outside of the United States. So if you want to have some time hanging out with the ladies and having fun, those who are on monk mode, we would, whatever countries we want to go to, take our fun time in meeting ladies outside of the United States. But every time we went back home, it was all about business, being focused. And it gives so many of us so much peace because we're not distracted by, you know, women with bad intentions, because we don't give intentions to any of the ladies. Like my monk mode statement used to be, the only thing that American woman can do for me is point me to the nearest airport. That's it. That's all they can do.
Right. Well, that's not the first time you're hearing this. So a lot of my clients say the same things. They are fed up. They're fed up. They really are. I can't believe it. Really not. Yeah. Guys need to travel.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And you know what I also like with the fact that you're kind of sharing Germany across social media, guys are starting to realize that it's not as hard as they think it is to do it, to travel. Mm-hmm. And it's not as far as they think it is. The hours, I mean, by the time you go to sleep on the plane and you wake up, you're really at your first stop, and then you board to your next plane, and you might get something to eat. And by the time you get done eating or watching a movie, you're already in Germany.
Exactly. You may be jet lagged a little bit for a day or two, but that's it.
Yep.
It's not that bad. You're gonna love it at the end for sure.
Oh yeah. And he also says, he said, monk mode, valuable information for our guests. Most of all, he say, smelling good always. Like we always have our colognes of the day. Once again, guys, our cologne of the day is Givenchy Gentleman. Really, really nice cologne, guys. Really nice cologne. And I actually blended that with the coffee cologne today of Umo. So I blended these two colognes today. This one is both of these colognes are extremely masculine. This cologne is maybe $35-$40. You can order it on Amazon. Excellent cologne. Should be sold a lot more expensive than what it is. And this one is about $115 depending on where you get it. But it is well worth it. And I put such a dent in that one that you can tell that it's almost toward the end, sadly. But guys, you got to smell good. You know what we always say what the 5 C's are. We're going to let our sister Saraya hear the 5 C's of travel for men. First C, you want to make sure that you bring the proper clothing no matter where you go. Second C, you want to make sure that you bring condoms. Don't assume that there are condoms in those other countries. This goes for you ladies too. Ladies, you're traveling. There is no way in the world that a man should have more condoms in his arsenal than you. It is your body that's being protected. So make sure that you bring them as well. Number 3C is make sure that you bring your cash or your credit cards. Make sure that you have that. The number 4C that you want to make sure that you have is your common sense. Make sure that you bring your common sense with you when you are traveling. And the number 5C, I just forgot. I just had a brain cramp.
Cologne?
Okay. And your cologne. Oh, goodness gracious. Bring your cologne, guys, and also bring somebody with you that can remember stuff for you. See, that's why I bring my wife.
Love it.
Bring your cologne. You gotta smell good, guys. Ladies love a man that can smell good, no matter what height, no matter what shape, size, color, complexion. You gotta smell good, fellas. You got competition, and you can't just compete with your dollars. You got to have to compete with other things as well. So those are the 5 C's that we always recommend when it comes to men and in some cases women when you are traveling. International Quiet Storm says this. She said, cologne? Andre? Really?
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I kind of thought it was cologne because you showed it in the beginning and it starts with the
Yeah, you definitely saved me. International Quiet Storm says this. He said, question for Mrs. Brooks. He said, does Mrs. Brooke do any? She says she does consultations for expats. He said, I know that there is a growing need for Black men to move there. If not, there is a market. But yes, she does do consultations. And Mrs. Brooks, when you get a chance, could you put your contact information in this video's chat so the guys can actually acquire it? Because I know that it's also on your YouTube channel in the description, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yes.
Okay, so if you go into her YouTube channel as you're subscribing, guys, drop the link once again for her channel, guys, if you don't mind. As you go to her YouTube channel to subscribe, hint, hint, her information is in her description right there. That's how I was able to reach out to her, because her information is in the description of her YouTube videos. So you'll definitely be able to reach out to her in regards to consultation. So when it comes to mating and dating, she can give you suggestions. But if you're just coming out to Germany, and like Andrea and I, and you're just coming out to experience the country, like we say, our channel is Love Crossing Borders, where we help you find love crossing borders or fall in love with the borders that you cross. So it may be a situation like that for you guys. You may be going to look for love, or you might be looking for land, or in other words, a place where you can live, where you appreciate it and enjoy parts of Germany that you never imagined that were there, and the experiences that are waiting for you. So she definitely does do consultations. I highly recommend for you guys to reach out to her if you are looking to visit Germany or you're looking to relocate to Germany. Right here, and Zeta says, he said, I saw the comments too. He said, I was cheering for her. Yeah. I definitely cheered for her too, man. When I saw the comments, I was like, yeah, definitely. I was like, I said, these sisters hating. I said, ooh, she got them big mad. She got them big mad. When I first saw her first video, I saw them comments. I said, well, them sisters and they feelings. I say, don't be mad. I say, the truth hurts, boy. Only a hit dog hollers. They in they feelings. Charles Moreland says this. He says, Reyes is, he said, I hope to come back to Deutschland. I hope I pronounced that correctly. For another shot at finding a partner. He said, I would try to reach out again. Definitely. Zeta says this. He said, Dre, I got back to the States when he said I was in tears within an hour. My brain said time to work on experience abroad. Experience abroad had me working, and I went on monk mode. Brother, I was the same way, man. I came from Colombia, and I kid you not, I'm trying to hold back the tears. I did not want to walk back into customs in the United States, man. I'm standing there like, man, I'm on the escalator, man, just holding back the tears. I kid you not. I was feeling it. So, and I know several other dudes that have cried when they got back on the plane to head back to the United States after certain trips. Yeah, you are not alone, brother. You are not alone in that one. That was me. Even my Uncle Jeffrey said that. He said, man, I found myself kind of like, man, kind of sensitive when I got back to the States. He said, question, how long of a visit would you suggest the first time to Germany, and where? That's a good question, Uriah. I'm going to wait till she comes back, if she gets a chance to make it back, because I know she was having some issues with her telephone, and it may have gone dead. But if she makes it back, I'll make sure that I ask that question for you, Uriah. Shout out to you. My man Will says this also. He said, I put all here information. Oh, put all her information in the chat. Could you do me a favor? Could you drop it one more time in the chat as well? Thank you very much, Will. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all you guys that are here. We got 103 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure that you like us too. He say Prague is beautiful as well. All right. He says you can meet women in stores and museums in Germany. Yes, sir. He said, I see that she's sticking up for the black man. I love it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. If you have never seen her videos or just her Instagram shorts, man, she bring the fire. The straight truth, no lies, no cut, no chaser. Emmanuel says, he said, and German women. Hold on for a second, guys. Yeah. Okay, I'll drop the link one more time. Thanks, Charles. Here we go. Let me drop it here. And drop it here. There we go. Thanks again. T-Max say gyro in Germany are awesome, but there are a lot of BO in Germany. What's BO, T-Mac? I don't know what BO is. Oh, body odor. Okay, okay. Be prepared. You say the hygiene standards are, to be questioned. They're low. He said you got to learn to read body language, guys. You won't have that issue. Good point. He said she's definitely right about that. They won't waste your time. They aren't if they aren't interested in you. If they aren't interested, you'll know it. That's good. Cologne, Germany, here I come. Yeah, I'm excited about going there. I mean, I've heard of Cologne, Germany, but now that she's giving me some insight into it, I'm going to look it up. I want to look that up. Shout out to you guys. Let me scroll down a little bit. Riz says, he said, I'm thinking about coming to Germany for the first time. What city is the best place for a beginner? I live in LA, so I like cities. Like cities. Let me drop that link one more time. All right, we got Miss Brooks back. Mrs. Brooks, shout out to you.
I'm so sorry for the interruption. I don't know what happened. I completely lost connection. My phone did not die.
Welcome to my world. Every weekend.
Horrible.
It's always something. Yeah, I've been there. The camera, sound, something. When you got a studio, there is something every weekend. So welcome. It's not just me. Welcome to my world.
Wow.
But they do have a question for you. Riz says this. He says, I'm thinking about coming to Germany for the first time. What city is the best place for a beginner? I live in Los Angeles, so I like cities.
Well, in that case, start with Cologne. First timers, I always say Cologne because it's not too big. There's a lot to see, many ladies, but it's also not too small. So that's a good start. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. I think somebody else asked that question as well. Yeah, Uriah asked that question. He said, this is what Uriah asked. How long of a visit would you suggest for a first timer to Germany?
I would say a good 12 days because you need at least 1-2 days to travel. And then have full 10 days, to get yourself together, to experience everything. Maybe not even just be in one city. You can travel to other cities, so you can make a round trip. So 10 days is really perfect. 10 to 12.
What would be your number 2 city or number 3?
First Cologne, second would be Frankfurt, and then Hamburg.
All right. Okay. There we go, Uriah. Got those answers. Got those answers. That was great. That was great. And let me scroll down and see if there's any other questions that these gentlemen have before I let you go. My man for Profit Store says, he said, I need loyalty. Are women in Germany, many of them known for loyalty?
No, not in general. I would be sitting here lying, not in general, but like I said, those who are into American guys, most definitely.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's see if there's one more. I'm going to, if they've already dropped your information for us in the chat, so guys can reach out to you for consultations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. I got one last question. It's going to be the final question of the day. You were raised on 90s hip hop. Mm-hmm. Other than Eve and you mentioned the Rough Riders, what were some of your favorite performers that motivated you to say, I gotta get to the States?
Aaliyah, for sure.
Right.
Tupac, for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would be lying if I wouldn't mention Method Man and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, yeah. And they just left here. They just left here doing a concert. Yeah. Yeah, they just left here a couple months ago. They did a concert.
Wow, that's crazy. And you want to know, one thing is not just me. I have so much love for the 90s music, and it's still so big here in Germany. The hip hop culture here in Germany is huge. So, yes, we love it. We love hip hop.
All right. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Well, Mrs. Brooks, we appreciate that you came through. You are always invited. In closing, do you have anything that you'd like to share with the audience, whether it be about relationships, whether it be about Germany? The floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me, first of all, for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it. And to everyone listening, make sure you stay motivated. Don't let anyone or any circumstance ever discourage you from what you are doing, and keep dreaming. Because if you don't have any dreams, you will never continue to go, because, we all have our goals, we all have our dreams. And if you feel like you've never really been out the country, and I know many of you, they just want to have a functioning relationship, go where you are celebrated. There are so many places that you need to go, you need to experience. And America is not the only continent on this planet. So there are a lot of places for you to go.
True. So true. Well, I want to end this portion. So we're going to let you go. And then I'm just going to hang out a little bit with the guys.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. And tell your beautiful wives I said hi.
I will. I definitely will. Guys. I'm excited. We're excited to come there.
Great.
So
we had a good time.
I'll be letting you know when we'll be on our way, coming your way.
Yes, that would be great. Make sure you do.
All right. You have a great evening in your case.
You have a great weekend. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.